Yo, how you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Sideline Talks production. As you guys can see, today we're going to be talking about the man himself, Mr. Dion Waiters, Waiters Island. Can't wait to get into it. I'm a huge supporter of this guy. Let's get right to it. First of all, I'm not really here to talk about what happened in Miami. I'm not really here to talk about any off-the-court stuff. We're really just going to talk about what he does well on the court and how he can help the Lakers out. Because to me, that's all that's important. And I believe people change and deserve second chances. We're just going to focus solely on what's going on the court and how he can help the Lakers get number 17. So the decision was between Dion and J.R. Smith for that 15 spot, and they gave it to Dion, and I thought that was a great decision. Nothing against J.R., of course. I just think Dion fits what this team needs badly, and that's a scoring option off the bench, a spark plug when needed. He's solid on defense. He's a good pick and roll partner for AD. Rondo doesn't seem to be cutting it nowadays. You never know what version of him you're going to get in the playoffs, but if he plays like he's been playing in the regular season in the playoffs, I think Dion is someone who's more than capable of fulfilling that role. He played 50% of his minutes last year in Miami at the point guard position. So I think he has a lot of abilities that may go unrecognized. I'm going to try and highlight what he does really well that people may not know about, besides the obvious, the fact that he's a spark plug off the bench and can get hot fast. So let's get right into it. I'm going to break it down game by game. He only played 3 games this year for the Heat, but he did some things in those games that were very encouraging, especially for someone who hasn't played all year and you just tell him, hey, your number's being called and you got to be ready. And he was ready. We're going to start off with his game against the Magic. He checked in with about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Immediately had a nice driving kick to Goran for an open 3, and then a lob to DJ in transition on the very next possession. What stood out the most to me was 2 things. The fact that immediately he was looking for his teammates and was very unselfish, and the fact that in the 1 minute and 44 seconds he was in the game, they went on a 10-0 run and he scored or assisted on 7 of those. Obviously, we know about his capabilities scoring off the bench, but I think what's constantly overlooked is the fact that he's very unselfish, and that was something that was consistent every game I watched, although it was only 3, but most of the time he would come off the bench really looking to involve his teammates and then get his, which is something that the Lakers could definitely use. I think it's the one thing they really lack. Someone who is a threat to score but is also willing to involve his teammates when LeBron isn't in the game. Since he only played 6 minutes that night, we're going to be moving on to the Celtics game where he played 18. He had 11 points. He went 3 for 6 from 3. He had 5 boards. But this was really just a game where he showcased his ability to create his own shot. Spo put him in a lot of situations where he wanted him to be the spark plug to get points off the bench. But it's a situation where you might be down 6, 8, and you need someone to bring it within 2 or even get you the lead. And I can't think of something that is more needed on this Lakers team than that. Because we all know how bad the Lakers look when LeBron's on the bench. All right, finally moving on to the game we all want to talk about. It's the game I want to talk about the most. For obvious reasons, it's the Clippers. It was the game Dion played best in, and everybody knows that if the Lakers want to get to the finals, they got to go through the Clippers. Before we get into the game footage of it all, I think it's important to note that this was Dion's first game back all season. They expected him to guard Kawhi and Lou down the stretch and pretty much all game, and he hit big-time shots to even make this a game. Jimmy got hurt, so that's why he had to play so many minutes, but he did it without hesitation. I don't know how you can not play all season long, come in a very big-time game, and come through like that. I think the thing that is very overlooked when it comes to the Lakers signing him was the fact that this is a guy who's fearless. He's a dog, straight up, and championship teams can never have too many dogs. Moving on to the actual game footage of it all, straight out of the gate, he had a perfect pass out of the pick and roll to James Johnson. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about him including his teammates first and then looking for his shot. At the start of the second quarter, he was the point guard for the second unit, which is important if you're a Laker fan because that would be his ideal position on this team. He then hits a 3 on the first offensive possession and then hits a 3 on the very next one +1. The thing that continuously surprises me is just how he came out focused, ready, sharp. For a guy who hasn't been playing all season to hit shots off the bat, involve his teammates, play good defense, which we're going to get into, it's impressive. It really goes against the perception he has around the league that he might be lazy or not focused, which is something I don't agree with. To come out that sharp isn't just some magic coincidence. It comes from work and preparation. Here you'll see he has a nice pass to Olynyk out of the pick and roll as well. I'm sure if Anthony Davis was the roll man, that play might look a little different. Moving on to my favorite part of this game, his defense on Lou Williams and Kawhi Leonard. This game was extremely impressive. Here you'll see he plays this Lou Williams pick and roll perfectly. He's quick enough to keep up with Lou Will, and he's got the length to disrupt his shot. So here you'll see Spo put him in a situation where he's got to be that spark plug like I was talking about earlier. They're down 101 to 85. They've missed 9 shots in a row, and immediately Dion hits a tough 2. This is so vital for a championship team because if you're ever going through a slump, a simple tough 2 can get a momentum shift going in the right direction. And it did here in this game. The very next play, you'll see how he disrupts this Lou Williams pick and roll perfectly. Next play, he sets up an open 3 for Olynyk, which was missed, but I'm really trying to highlight the opportunities he can create. Then he has a solid defensive possession. And then he hits a 3 to bring him down 10. So prior to him coming in, 9 shots missed. After he came in, down 10. And then I can't really explain this coaching decision, but Miami thought it was a good idea to throw Derrick Jones on Lou Williams. And let me just say, that is a terrible idea. He ate him up for 8 points in 57 seconds. Then you put Dion back on Lou, and look what happens. Easy math, man. Come on. Film don't lie. Then it's 113-99. Dion's back in the game after Jimmy got hurt. I think he injured his shoulder. He's the primary defender on Kawhi down the stretch. I was looking at it like, oh, are you crazy? This guy hasn't played all year, and you're expecting him to guard Kawhi? But he was giving him problems. You'll see his length disrupted Kawhi's shot a lot. I believe Kawhi was 1 for 4 with Dion on him. Here it's 115-103, 3 minutes left, and you're kind of wondering how the hell did the Heat make this a game? Waiters Island, that's the answer. He played point guard down the stretch. I just think that's a lot of responsibility to put on a guy who hasn't played all season. You want him to guard the best player and play point guard against one of the best defensive teams in the league when healthy. You'll see here how his length disrupts Kawhi's shot. It's a perfect example. Kawhi was hot all second half, all fourth quarter. And you put this guy on him, and good things happen if you're a Heat fan or a Lakers fan. Here you'll see he played great defense on Kawhi, but sometimes better O beats better D. 42nd mark, you guys see the score. You know the situation. I'm going to let the film speak for itself.
There you go. He wanted to force a switch right there.
Williams against Waiters. Blocked by Waiters. Williams gets it back with 1 on the shot clock. Waiters blocked it again. Here's Waiters on the other end. Pull up 3. Hits it. It's a 3-point game.
Anyway, guys, as you can see, this is why I really like Dion Waiters. I'm a huge supporter in him. I think we are too quick to judge. We don't know what he's going through in his life. So who are we to judge him and, make fun of him? I'm not with all that stuff. People last year were calling him fat and stuff like that. I'm not with any of that because, he explains it here. You'll see he was going through a lot. And here we are making fun of him because of the memes, because we all want likes and retweets. And I'm just not with all that. I think he feels a big need for this team. A lot of it's going to fall on Vogel and how he's going to integrate him in this offense on this team. If he's going to try and play him alongside Rondo, or eventually give him backup point guard duties if Rondo's not playing up to the standard that is needed to win a championship. But besides that, guys, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, staying this whole way. Follow me on Instagram at Sideline Talks. Got a Lonzo Ball video dropping this week, and then maybe a Pelinka video in the next 6-7 days. Thanks again for stopping by. Catch you guys next time. I appreciate all the love and support, but we just getting started.